Where do you come up with your business ideas? Let me ask a different question. When you come up with your business idea, how soon is it after that you buy a domain? Is it a day? Do you wait a day? Do you wait a week? Do you come up with a good business idea and then you wait a week? Or is it like you wait a month? Do you have like a file that you put business ideas in and then you come back to them? And if you have the same business idea twice, then you do it, or you find a domain maybe then. What if you bought a domain before you had a business idea? Okay, I've come up with a really interesting way to come up with business ideas. What I do is I go find a list of upcoming domains that are going to become available, meaning they're pending delete. Someone had bought them already, maybe had made a website, and then they're going to come online because they're expired. They haven't paid for them in months or years. And now these domains are going to come available. I use a service called Dropcatch, which you'll see in this video. And I went today, I looked at any domain that has the word sheet in it, and I came up with as many business ideas as I could. There's 85 domains right now on Dropcatch that are pending deletion within, I think, a week. And you can watch this video and literally steal these ideas. Please take these ideas, go create templates, go create interactive spreadsheets, go create academies. There's one academy idea. There's a wedding planning idea in this video. There's so many cool things. There is one weird idea that comes up that I think is probably the weirdest idea I've ever come up with since OnlySheets, which is OnlyFans for Google Sheets. Since then, I think this is the weirdest idea. And by far, I will tell you, I am not going to execute on this idea. It is a weird idea in this video. It is something to die for. And you'll see why. Enjoy all of these business ideas. There's 85 domains, but there are some like sheet metal and bed sheet stuff. We skip over those. So I try to get to 85 business ideas. Hope you enjoyed. Here are the ideas. So we got dropcatch.com, which we can back order domains that are going to become available very soon. You can also back order these on GoDaddy or any other domain buying site. But let's just get to the ideas. I think this is going to be a fun video for everyone involved. It's just inspiration. We might not get into much details, but I'll give you some ideas. Like this weddingrunsheet.com, which is great domain name if you're creating a wedding planner. You can create even a niche of a wedding planner. I helped someone try to create like a wedding planner for men where it sort of involves, my idea at least was to involve all of the parts that a man we know would generally already be a part of, meaning plan the itinerary of the bachelor party, or like, is it organizing certain toasts? Like it would even include some kind of like toast template writer that you could put in a few ideas and then it spits out sort of different templates of toast writing. You could even invite people, figure out a way to plan who the groomsmen are, right? If it's a wedding planner for men, but also a run sheet might be great for wedding planners. If you're a wedding planner already, you've already done some and you have sort of a nice little template that you've created, creating a wedding run sheet or day of itinerary, like, okay, you have planned your wedding. Now here's the like printed out version of everything that's going to happen on the day of, like the run sheet, right? Wedding run sheet could be very, very niche, or it could be a few different niches of templates to plan your wedding or run your wedding. It could be also a simple checklist. If you already are a wedding planner, you could create a simple checklist in Google Sheets and give it away for free, right? Give it as a lead magnet and say, here's weddingrunsheet.com, grab our free checklist of everything you might need involving planning the wedding. And then from that, set up some email series and sell, either some consulting services or some other more interactive templates. Maybe even like a seating chart that via AppScript can be maneuvered in different ways, like set up the number of the size of tables, the shape of tables. And then one thing we did was we created a little seating chart where you could say who doesn't sit next to each other, and it would create open spots across the seating chart where those people could be filled in and they weren't next to each other. So that was interesting. That was fun to work on. Kindergarten math worksheets. This is more worksheets than spreadsheets, but could be very interesting if you know how to do like teacher planning and know how to sell sort of to parents or teachers. math worksheets that they can print off right away. Or what's even more interesting, I think, of an idea here is instead of creating one worksheet, like I think there are downloadable PDFs, but create a spreadsheet in Google Sheets that can be iterated upon, maybe using random numbers or some iteration, and create 50, 100 worksheets and sell it to parents who are like already buying workbooks and planners and be like, hey, print out your own. And it's maybe could be 1,000 or 10,000 versions. So like you can always print out a new worksheet instead of having to like, oh, did I buy this one? Did I buy the next one? Again, there might be PDFs already in existence. So take maybe the format of those PDFs and create a template that uses Google Sheets sort of random number generator or iterating in some way. Hot sheet brokers. This is hilarious. I mean, this is like, it could be a very funny site if I don't know who a sheet broker is, but, or if there's a hot, if I don't know if hot sheet is a particular type of thing. I mean, hot sheet broker could be so if you sell hot sheets, it's like, I don't know what that is. I don't think this is a Google Sheet involved, but the next one is great. Import spreadsheet. Okay, so there is a thing that I have been sort of reluctant to share, which is, well, I might have put this in a few different videos on bettersheets.co, but when you import, yeah, I definitely mentioned, if you import a CSV into a Google Sheet, you need to do a couple of things to make sure that it's correctly done. What ends up happening is I do create sheets sometimes where I know like maybe an entire office is using this spreadsheet to gather information. And by typing out into a form, it just takes too much time, where we know that like the data is going to be somewhere, but we have to copy and paste it. And so what we do is we import it onto a sheet that is like a form. So inside the sheet, one of the tabs we call form, input form, and we import that into the sheet. Now, what I've done is every single time I have to create write app script to move the data every single time. If someone were smart enough or could figure out how to programmatically do that, like having set up an example and then copy that, like with macros and stuff, that might be a really cool app script to sell, that it makes it easier to import data from a large group of people, or even if it's non-standard information. So someone, for instance, just the other day, someone was saying they need to take press releases and gather information from the press release. And there's certain phrases they know, like funding rounds, they can pick out. So round Series A, Series B, you can pick those out and then get all of the language around that. If someone were enterprising enough and writing good app script, you could do a really cool import function here for a lot of different use cases, or create templates for each different use case and then sell that again and again. And then even have a request and be like, if we don't have it, we'll sell it for sell you a brand new custom one for $500. But then what you do is you take that one that you sold to them and say, explicitly say, we're going to create a new template based on this, and then start selling the template for like $100 a piece, right? Importspreadsheet.com is a really nice .com, and it's ending. Oh, it already ended. So you might be able to grab it right now by the time you're watching this video. Scoresheetacademy.com. With the academy there, it makes it a little less interesting, but scoring sheets are like, oh my God, these are great for Google Sheets, and creating a very nice, well-done template for scoring different games, scoring tournaments, scoring league games. I was just doing some research the other day looking for league play, like how to set up a poker league or how to set up a soccer league, right? And how do you organize that information in a spreadsheet? I literally couldn't find it. So like scoring sheets of cribbage or card games, hearts, spades. There's so many games and scores, like individual games, but also leagues, tournaments. So there's a lot of how to organize a poker tournament, Magic the Gathering tournaments, all kinds of like collectible card game tournaments where it's one-on-one. But I couldn't figure out or find any 4-player games that had tournaments. Bridge, even though it's a 4-person game, it's 2 teams. So scoring sheets are not very readily easily found if it's not one-on-one. That's something to think about if you're thinking of like scoring sheet. The Academy though portion, if you're already doing this kind of math of trying to make it easy for someone to run, you know, a 4-person tournament, an 8-team tournament, a 16, 32, 40, 15, like that might be interesting, is just how to do different size tournaments or leagues or events. The Academy part will be beneficial if you're already doing it and you know how to like teach that. Keto sheet, keeping track of keto diet is great. The hyphen makes it a little less interesting. We can already go to like name.com and see if there's ketosheet.com without the hyphen. Actually, ketosheet.com. Let's see. All right. That is available as well. But this hyphen is going to be much, much, much cheaper, I bet. We can go to ketosheet.com. See how much it might say it. Oh, it says it's not even available. And then with the hyphen, it's going to be pretty cheap. Okay, it says $228, but I don't know if that's true because it seems like it's going to be pending delete. So you can get it for like $25 maybe. Maybe. Okay, this is really cool. Cinch sheet. What is, I mean, I think I know what cinch means. Cinch is extremely easy task. It was a cinch to use. So this is like the same as easy sheet. Cinch sheet. But I have never heard anyone cinch in another language. Snap. Oh yeah, it's a snap. Cinch. Pushover, easy. Yeah, so it really means just like easy, but it's a very hard word to like tell someone. Cinch sheet, and it's very hard to say. I would skip that .com unless you have like cinch.com, like if that's your name in some way. I don't know if cinch is going to be cars. Okay. If this becomes a big site, cinch.co.uk, this like thousands of used cars. Or if you know like a community where cinch is a really well-used word, I would skip that. These next two, Burley Sheets Kids and Baby Dry Sheet, not really spreadsheet related, so we can skip those. Landing sheet. This is a cool idea. I would absolutely be down if somebody did this. I love landing pages as Google Sheets, like atomicsheets.com is a landing page that is a Google Sheet. And if somebody wants to create more templates, landingsheet.com is available, which is going to be like, could be a great database of landing pages, but like rebuilt in Google Sheets. Also, here's another idea. Instead of creating a gallery of sheets, I don't know how to say this, create a sheet that creates a landing page very easily. I almost did this with Atomic Sheets. A lot of the stuff with Atomic Sheets is landing page oriented, like this virtual mall. There's also like a brick wall. There's some like cool landing pages that I've created. And like here's a simple landing page from, I did growthbutter.com. Create mock-ups. You could also create a splitted sheet where using the templates that I've created, like with Substitute, like if you check out twittertemplates.com, I made Twitter templates. You can do that with landing pages. That would be a really cool sheet to sell, is a sheet that is a landing page. It's a just basic landing page, but you can swap out a bunch of different headlines, or it creates a landing page and has all the text and you can mock it up. You can move stuff around maybe. I don't know, like that landing sheet's a really good idea. I think that's the best one yet. Command sheets could be a great place to sell command centers for certain things. If you run a newsletter, I got a command center. There's someone who created like notions that are command centers for certain tasks, like your task or your wedding. You can create command sheets, essentially. Smart Sheet Specialist, great.com if you're already doing some kind of consulting. Also, Smart is like a good proxy for AI, and AI is a lot of range. I know there's Sheet AI, there's a lot of ChatGPT and GPT-3 integrations with Google Sheets now. If you're perhaps also great for someone who is great at Zapier integrations or Pabbly or Make, use Smart Sheet Specialist to say, focus on automating your Google Sheets from these apps, right? One of the things I like to do and I love to do is avoid apps, right? Use AppScript to automate your sheets, use the triggers, the built-in stuff. But there's quite a lot of people who are great at Zapier and get lost in sort of the Zapier general stuff. You could niche down even more into, I use Zapier and I use Google Sheets and I can help your business, right? This would be a great consultancy, a great agency. It'd be really nice. Doc Sheet, nothing rings a bell here. Why would you want Doc Sheet? I don't know unless there's some doc. Is doc again a different word that I know in my. I don't think dock means anything other than like where boats park, right? You wouldn't dock anything else, would you? Like an airship, a plane, a spaceship? I'm not sure. This one I'm a little out. I'm going to skip vintage flute sheet music because that is really like music involved. RI Sheet AA. Okay, so this happens a lot with Dropcatch. Is there some random letters or words that like AA? What I think it might have been is that somebody got this domain without those extra things, like maybe it was risheet.com, and somebody saw that and just automatically bought the domain with A, then B, then C, and then AA. Like, might be something like domain hoarders. I've seen this a lot where it's just like random letters. Sometimes those random letters are really cool and they come up with a really good idea. In this case, AA, sorry, nothing. El Campo Sheet Metal, again, not spreadsheet related. That's bullshit.com is one of the few, right at this moment, I would buy that. I think that's hilarious. I don't know why there's a capital S there. Maybe, yeah, that also is a weird thing here with Dropcatch. I've noticed is some weird capitalization. That's bullshit is just a hilarious name for anything. If somebody wants to buy that, go ahead. But that's the first one of all of these that I've seen so far that I would buy. Music Sheet DBs. Again, Music Sheet, not Spreadsheet. We're going to skip that one. Coloring sheets for adults. So this is coloring books. But it says specifically sheets. So here's, of course, the first idea is just to sell PDFs. But what if you could create black and white images in a Google Sheet that are printable, and you don't have to sell the PDF, you sell access to the Google Sheet. Maybe it's like a membership of like $10 a month, and you get emailed every month like 10 new coloring sheets that you can print from Google Sheets. So you would never have to outlay PDFs. You don't have to upload them anywhere. You just put them in a sheet, give them access, and then email is what you use. I think that would be really cool. I've seen these. There are a couple tools, at least one or two tools, that you can take an image and put it into a Google Sheet, and then like the pixels will create sort of an image. There is this cool little puzzle as well where you color in certain cells and it ends up being a picture. That's a popular puzzle in the puzzling world. You could create those in Google Sheets and then sell them, right? Coloring sheets for adults.com. You don't have to do anything like not safe for work. It could just be interesting. There was a time, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, where coloring books were a huge rage. Someone was making like travel coloring books based on their travel Instagram account. Like, coloring sheets for adults might be one of the best business ideas I've heard so far in this list. All right, Instant ice sheets. All right, that's ice sheets. That's a weird word, not spreadsheet related. Again, sheet metal, I'm going to skip that one. United Roofing Sheet Metal, again, skip that. EasySheet.net. Dang, that is a good domain. Sure, it's not a .com, But just like that Cinch, when I thought of Cinch, I thought immediately Easy. An Easy Sheet, like great little pun on Easy Street. The .net is gonna like be okay. I wonder if there's easysheet.com, and maybe you're gonna like, okay, it's for Excel, then buy it and do easysheet.net for Google Sheets, right? Maybe it could be also if you're doing services, automations for Google Sheets. Again, same idea as before. If you're an expert with Zapier, niche down into being Zapier and Google Sheets and take easysheet.net, sell, some videos, sell some templates, sell some like pre-filled app script that you're like, oh, there's no function on Zapier for this, or Integromat, or Make, or Pabbly. But maybe sell like the app script and the videos on how to execute it along with Zapier or a third-party automation. That would be really cool. It's combining app script and third-party automations to make things very easy for your business. This is a great domain, easysheet.net. SoComfySheets.com. We're going to skip that because that's definitely not spreadsheet related. Appsheet.com. Appsheet is a thing, right? Yeah, Google App Sheet is a thing. So I don't know if app-sheet, what might happen is if you grab this, let's see if appsheet.com, if you grab it, you might get problems with it because it might seem spammy because it's just a hyphenated version of a brand name. So you might get some trouble with this. But if you do anything with AppSheet, check it out. You got 12 hours from when I'm making this video to go check it out. Sheetmetalcustom.com. Again, not spreadsheet related. AI timesheets. Wow, what a domain. AI timesheets could be great if you could build a pretty cool template for time tracking where, okay, it tracks your time, right? Just with, I have the Track Anything template. You can check out that for free. You can track your time across projects, across days, across weeks. And AI could then print out, like AI could figure out in addition to, when are you most productive? When are you least productive? Send it through AI and get back some more insights. Like send it as a prompt to something like ChatGPT or ChatGPT-3 or GPT-3. Send your analysis to AI and get back much deeper insights. Or this is going to sound so silly. Maybe you track one day and then it tells you which celebrity from history are you most closely related to based on your daily routines, right? Are you like a Benjamin Franklin person who gets up early, takes a nap, and also works late? Are you more like Steve Jobs? Are you maybe that's a weird idea, right? Compare your day to historical days. There's a great graph of this of showing people of history when they did work, when they rested, when they ate. Comparing yourself to that and knowing who you're most aligned with, but then having some actionable insights out of that would be really cool based on just ask AI, what are some actionable insights? Create that prompt is pretty easy. Insert each person's time sheet. And then the prompt is generate some ideas on how I can optimize my time, right? Should I be taking on a new project? Do I have enough time to take on a new project? Do I have enough time to take a day off, right? When should I, you can ask AI, when should I request time off for? When will I be least energetic and I want to take a week off, right? What month should I take off? That would be really funny. All right, moving on. Third gen sheet metal. Again, not spreadsheet related. Coloring sheets to print.com. Oof. This is cool. Again, same idea as before. Create coloring sheets inside of a Google Sheet, either through pixel game, square, coloring in the squares to create an image, games. Great stuff. All right, G Sheet Sync. Whew. My God, I might buy this one. I have a video on Better Sheets where I show how to sync two sheets, two tabs. If you have the same data in two tabs, one of the things you might do is use import range. There's a video where I show exactly how to sync the two with an app script. I like wrote this app script in like the middle of the night one night. After years of trying to do this, I created this sync. This would be great. Sync two tabs. I have a video on that. Might think about doing that. But G Sheet sync could also mean syncing like a dashboard inside of your Google Sheet with data from Stripe. Create a template for that, right? That someone can work with without having a third party. One thing that I've noticed is a lot of Better Sheet members will ask me a little like little detail. They want to do everything custom, but they don't know how to do this one thing. So if you create like a dashboard that integrates with, syncs up with Stripe data or syncs up with Shopify data, G Sheet Sync might be good for one of those to test out the market of that syncing. And then people will see, oh, sync Shopify to Sheets. What else can you sync to Sheets? What other data logs? Gumroad data. That's what I do. Only Sheets logs all your Gumroad sales. And also Stripe sales. I actually wrote the app script to gather the Stripe webhook. You can get that for free on GitHub. And I have a video here on YouTube about that, about syncing your Stripe, or capturing all of your Stripe transactions into a Google Sheet. So that might be a cool tool if you want to take that to the next level and either do an add-on for that or a whole platform. But unfortunately, people doing that are pretty independent, so they don't necessarily want a third party. They're not going to pay a monthly fee so that you can sync when they can learn AppScript, or they can just copy and paste this AppScript and use it. So this is a bit of a weird one, right? G Sheet Sync sounds great. Sounds like a great business. Sounds like a 10,000 MRR business for an indie hacker, right? All right, moving on. BreatheSheet.com. This would be great. Like 50 meditative prompts or meditative exercises. Like create a workflow or a checklist for like breath work, you could do meditative stuff, anything that's like around personal mindset. I think Breathe Sheet would be a great name for that. Like, it could be a simple checklist to test out the market. It could be workflows. It could be a tracker for meditation or breathwork tracker. You build a template for breathwork inside a Google Sheet and get Breathe Sheet would be great. Okay, WorksSheetAxe.com. That's a weird set of 3 words. Worksheet Axe might be better. I don't know about Worksheet Axe. I would skip it. Liquidity Sheet. Wow. Oh my God. This is great. If you are in the startup funding business, or in any startup, early startup stage or late stage capital business, Liquidity Sheet would be great. Great freebie, a great lead magnet for a newsletter. Put a little download for free this Google Sheet by signing up for our newsletter. But liquiditysheet.com, it's a worksheet, it's just a single calculator to calculate your liquidity over maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, like how you go through different funding rounds and you get more liquid. Or it could be, the name could be Liquidity Sheet, but it's all about how is your equity diluted. That's the word. How is your equity diluted as you gain more money in equity? Might be really cool. Again, might be a really cool lead magnet for a newsletter around funding or early stage startup or late stage startup information. All right, Choroplastic Sheet. I don't know what that is. Is that a thing? Choroplastic? Choroplast is an artisan study of ancient terracotta figurines. Okay, choroplastic, pertaining to the manufacturing of figurines. If you're in this industry, you might have a really cool sheet idea. I don't have one. Maybe like keeping inventory of figurines or costs, just like people trade stocks. Collectibles are a huge thing, and there's no templates for There's not that many collectible spreadsheets, templates, right? To keep track of your prices. That might be a really cool thing if choroplastic is a common term in your niche. All right, sheet coins. Oh, this is funny. This could be a great name for a Bitcoin or any kind of crypto coin spreadsheet. Would be great. Edish, Eating, and Sheet Metal. All right, Sheet Metal, not spreadsheet. Master Math Sheet. Great. Same idea as the other worksheet, math worksheet idea. And also this next one, mastermathsheets.com. Master Math Sheet, create essentially a worksheet that you can print out, but that is iterative and random, that it creates your math worksheets again and again, and or it could be maybe infinite amount. That'd be really cool. Body parts worksheet. All right, this is fun. All right, but there is a huge amount of industry in body workouts, body weight workouts. And you could, if you're in the fitness industry and trying to create little like checklists or fitness routines, body parts worksheet sounds funny, but like, yeah, work out individual body parts. If you're like the butt, the maximum butt, right? And here's a worksheet just for your butt. Here's a worksheet. Here's a planner to plan the next 90 days on a better butt. You could do betterbutts.co, right? But body parts worksheet might be better. Dirty sheets. I think that's more like bed sheets. Here's another bed sheet. Fundraising. Luxury hot sheet. We're going to skip that. And we also had instant ice sheet before. Rubber sheet. We got to skip. Worksheets to workflows. Wow. What a cool idea. So one of the things that I talk about a lot when I say like give you business ideas is take an existing workflow and turn it into a worksheet where you either track that flow or can see statistics about that flow. If you do that flow, it's sort of a daily flow, and then you need to like say, how many days do I do this, or how much percentage in each one. Take workflows, turn them into checklists and worksheets. This is really cool. Maybe it's the other way around. Workflows to worksheets would work better. Up to you, right? If you are a workflow expert, maybe it's a bunch of great templates around different workflows, right? Maybe it could be even for each different kind of person, like neurodivergent, people who are more creative, who need a bit of structure when they're doing certain tasks, or the opposite way around. If you're structured, here's a worksheet that like randomizes certain things so you can do things out of order. Little weirdness here, but might be fun to think about. We're gonna, should we skip? This is Mercury retrograde tracking sheet.com. Horoscopes are a huge thing. If it's if it's a Google Sheet just to track only Mercury retrograde, might be great for SEO here. A lot of these are really good just for like very specific niches. Onlythegoodsheet.com. I don't know what that means. I think that's supposed to be, good sheet might be like a term somewhere. Rap sheet as well with 2 P's. Rap sheet is like your arrest sheet. I would not touch that one. Elite sheet metal, we're going to skip that because it's not spreadsheet related. It's sheet metal related. Scrape sheet. My God, I get so many requests about scraping data. Scrape to sheet as well. Oh, scrape to sheet.com. Both of these would be great. If you could create a sheet that scrapes an individual page, like Amazon. People want to scrape Amazon. People want to scrape LinkedIn. And if you could create the app script for that, you don't even need to publish it. You can put it in you can put that app script in a sheet, sell the sheet. This is a great .com for people who, I mean, honestly, I don't necessarily like scraping stuff into Google Sheets anymore. But you can find people on Upwork for $100, $200 that'll get you that code that scrapes X site, some specific site. Then create like 3 or 4 templates, like one for Amazon, one for LinkedIn, one for scrape Craigslist, right? Have a few videos to show people how to use it. You're on to a really cool business, scraping sites into Google Sheets without, doing it without having to figure out the import XML, doing it without having to figure out import data, import HTML. Like, I think that would be a really, really cool site. I'm going to skip this sheet metal one as well. Die by the spreadsheet. This sounds like something I would make. I don't know what I would do with this, but that's a really cool, funny domain name. Die by the spreadsheet. Could be great for funeral planning, right? I'll just say it, a funeral planning spreadsheet, especially if it's like someone with many relatives and there's not an individual relative who needs to take the lead and will plan everything. If the planning of a funeral needs to be collaborative, Google Sheets is your place. Die by the spreadsheet. That's a great domain name if you're doing funeral planning. Also, here's a crazy idea too. What if it's a planner for your own funeral, right? You put in the contact information, you put in where, like, maybe the cash is already available to the person who's taking care of your own funeral, and you've planned everything. You have the contact numbers. Maybe it's already, this spreadsheet is even shared with the insurance agency or with the funeral parlor you've already chosen, right? Like, if you are between the ages of 55 and 75, in the next 20 years, we're not going to get rid of Google Sheets. Google Sheets is going to be around for another 20, 30 years easily. So, like, create your spreadsheet now, get all the contact information. Maybe you prepaid for things and there's like passwords or like ID you need to send someone. You can insert an image, get that image there, make it very easy for someone who's like grieving your loss to go and execute, your funeral. That might be a very weird thing to work on, but could be very useful. Sleepers of sheets. I'm going to skip that one. That's, again, one of those weird words. Spreadsheet models. Oh, wow. What a great domain. If you're in the forecasting business, right? Not the modeling business. This is a different kind of model. A spreadsheet model is not going to be on Instagram. We're not on the cover of Vogue magazine, spreadsheet models. This is a model if you're modeling startups, if you're modeling investments, if you're modeling things. Create a couple of cool little templates, put it on spreadsheetmodels.com, sheetname.com. Okay, so I have a couple of app scripts already in Better Sheets that are like, I don't know how to explain this. Someone's asked me for this. When I get a new customer, I want to create a new spreadsheet that's shared with them with their name on it. I've done that. That exists in Better Sheets somewhere, or I will release that soon. I've done that a couple times for AppScript where or even if you create a Google form and for every entry in Google Forms, you should create a new sheet. Sheetname.com might be a good name for that. It's like 50-50. Like, create a Google Sheet for every name filled in. Right? Creates a name, shares it. Maybe you have an email next to it and it shares that email as an editor. I've sort of done that with only Sheets, but maybe sheet name is just so weirdly general, so general. Also, this is going to sound weird, but I wonder if you could make a little script that checks. Yeah, I mean, you could make a script that checks if the sheet name you're naming already exists, and if it exists, adds a 1 to it or a 2 or makes it unique. That could help some organizations that are creating sheets with the same name or maybe different dates. Maybe it automatically adds the timestamp to a sheet name, every sheet that's ever created within a certain domain or a Google Workspace. That might be extremely useful, especially formatting that sheet name. Maybe there's a format to sheet names that you just fill in. The format exists and you fill in the pieces and then it automatically goes and creates that sheet. Oh my God, that would be very useful for some big organizations that are like, oh, we create a new Google Sheet every day. Oh, SEO agencies, anyone who's doing agency work with like not just a few customers, but if they have like a productized service and they need to execute some work, but it's maybe like 1 to 2 hours and it's like a new sheet every time. Maybe they have 5 to 10 clients a week. That might be cool. Create a format for sheet names, create those sheets based on new names you need each day of the week. Oh, you could also make it automatic with using triggers and make a daily create a new sheet with a new sheet name with your format. Could be cool. Haptic sheets. I think this is about bed sheets as well. IHSSE time sheet. Unfortunately, I don't know what IHSS is. Sheet music room. Again, not spreadsheets, but sheet music. A lot of cool sheet music ideas here. Holographic creation sheet. I'm going to skip this one because it's a little 80s, I think. Cozy bed sheet is, yeah, it's good, but it's bed sheets, not spreadsheets. All right, cozycornersheets.com. This could actually be a really nice domain if you could create a marketplace or a market template. That might be fun. AppSheet developer, great for an agency if you're working in AppSheets. I don't work in AppSheets, but some people do. AppSheets, just like you might work in Retools. Sometimes people work with Zapier, and you're a developer. This is a great .com. Go grab it if you're watching this. Sheetsfig. Fig is in like the fruit, right? I'm going to skip that one. That just sounds weird that it's fruit, and also because I get distracted by this next one, live by the spreadsheet. We already saw die by the spreadsheet. If you buy both of these domains, live by the spreadsheet, die by the spreadsheet.com, both of them, oh my God, that's so funny. I don't know what you would do by both. Die by the spreadsheet, I think I said was a funeral parlor. But now that I see that there's live by the spreadsheet, this could be a cool dual page website. Same or different templates. Maybe it's dark mode and light mode, or live by the spreadsheet could be birthing planner. Who knows? Could be a really cool website for birth planning or adoption templates or adoption planning. What are their lives? All kinds of stuff. Starting a new life, starting a new career. If you're getting married, right? Live by the spreadsheet is a really funny domain. W3 cheat sheets. All right, W3 is where you learn coding. So I love this site. I use W3 all the time, W3 schools. And creating cheat sheets in Google Sheets, printable, just like you would create printable PDFs, create cheat sheets for different topics on W3 schools where people are Googling for this. Like learning to code on W3 is a lot of people do it. A lot of people go here. They have tutorials already. They have references. Creating Google Sheets that you can print, Google Sheets that you can use, even tracking your progress through learning could be really cool because I don't know if you can keep track of your learning experience, but you could do it with a little cheat sheet that says, here's, 10 you want to learn X, go to these 10 videos or these 10 sheets. That would be really cool. Rubber sheet, we're going to skip. Black sheets. Okay, so there is possibly an idea here where it's all dark mode templates. So you create a bunch of templates and all of them are dark background with light text. Could be very cool. I've made dark habits, I was trying to make a dark mode kind of template, but there's a lot of ideas and a lot of things people want to make on Google Sheets in dark mode, and the only dark mode that exists is on your phone. If you're on your phone, on Android, you can have dark mode in Google Sheets, but on your desktop, you can't. So you have to physically create a black background or a dark background. One weird thing is that dark mode might not just be black. It might not be the hashtag hex code 000. It could be 222, 666, 444, or it could be even grays or tinted dark colors. You could have some really fun with creating different dark modes for different types of things. Sheet metal, again, we're going to skip. Dino worksheet. That might be fun if you create a worksheet for kids for dinosaurs and in Google Sheets. Sheet pan meal? I don't know what pan meal means or sheet pan meal. Okay. I know this is a sheet pan, doesn't have to do with spreadsheets, but this is a funny domain if you create a meal planner that's for baking, use the sheet pan and make a whole list of meals you can make in his spreadsheet and call it sheetpanmeal.com. That would be really fun. Free tip sheet. So one cool thing here, you can create a template of free resource directories. I just made recently a directory or a listing of free and beginner Google Sheet courses and beginner Google Sheet videos. And it was actually pretty hard to put that together and make it look nice. It takes a while, right? If you could create a template for free resources, right? Links. I have button styles coming out soon, and there's, as part of Better Sheets, there's a way that I create buttons that I show you in some videos.
create really nice directories and make them specifically directories and checklists for free things. I don't know if that makes sense. That might be a little too hat on a hat, a little too niche of a niche. Next one's bed sheet skipping, vintage sheet metal. Gonna skip that one. Coin fact sheet, great lead magnet if you're in the crypto if you're in the crypto world, that might be a good lead magnet domain. But also if you're in coin collecting, that's a cool niche. Could put together 50 fun coin facts and put it in a Google sheet and say, sign up for my newsletter and grab this sheet. And it could be a great one-page kind of lead magnet. Bats sheet. What is Bats like a code name? Okay, it's a corporation, but I don't think shoes. Reduction, a lot of weird stuff. Slippers. Okay, maybe it's like Crocs. I don't know that sheet might be weird. Sheet sat. Okay, there is an industry that there's a bunch of satellites in the sky that you can get like free to air programming from. Sheetsat might be a fun thing to do. Magic music sheet. Okay, that's music sheets. I'm not gonna go through that. Sheet buyer. I've seen a few marketplaces for sheets. I run one, sheets.com with 4 E's. And individual people sell sheets, also Etsy, also Gumroad. Sheet buyer sounds like it's on the wrong side of the equation. Maybe sheetseller.com would be cool, not sheet buyer. I don't know. Timesheet script might be a great domain and a little niche business for anyone who also creates app scripts, to create app scripts specifically for time tracking, timesheets. I know a lot of Better Sheet members are business owners and freelancers who need to track their own timesheet or give a sheet to track their employees' time. So a timesheet script might be a bit of a niche, but pretty cool. IGCheatSheet.net. I don't like that .net part, but IG Cheat Sheet is really cool. Create 100 growth tips for Instagram would be a great checklist and informational directory in a Google Sheet. Book timesheet. Again, booking time, either if you are booking a room and you need timesheets for rooms, or you're a library or some kind of timesheet for different spaces, might be pretty cool. Big O cheat sheet. I don't know what O cheat sheet means. That OH, unless like you're the Ohio State University. I don't know what Big O means, or something in Ohio might be really funny. Might be a good domain for cheat sheets there. The second to last one, the penultimate domain here available, because we're down. I've shown 100. There's 85 here, so we're at our last one. Bamboo Bed Sheets. It is not Spreadsheets. And mastermathsheets.org. There was a .com available earlier on. That was pretty cool. Thanks for watching this whole thing. I hope you got some really cool ideas, or some really weird ideas. Like, I think we'd have die by the spreadsheet, live by the spreadsheet might be my favorite ones. G-Sheet Sync was really cool. Landingsheet.com would be fantastic. We got some fantastic domains. My problem is every single time I do this, I want to buy some domains, and I don't need any more domains. I'm okay. But you might be buying domains for your lead magnets. You might be buying domains for a new business, a new revenue stream, or you just want to put your own templates out for the world to buy or even get for free. It's okay. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some ideas. Join bettersheets.co, where I teach you how to build better sheets.
Thanks for watching this idea video. If you're looking for more pragmatic examples and you want to see what a sheet that sells looks like, watch this video here about 14 sheet ideas that exist that people are selling or giving away for free if you like some lead magnets. If you already have a sheet or you're looking for a place to sell, I personally sell my templates and sheets on AppSumo Marketplace. Watch this video. I tell you exactly why I sell on AppSumo, and I hope you can learn from that too.